swimmers. Yeah, they can use their tail as a rudder. And,
Really?
yeah.
So it's through deep water?
Yep,
Is that right?
yep.
Wow.
So some of our devil pens do actually have pools in them, and most of the time we'll find them sitting in there.
Where do you get the wallabies from and stuff?
So the meat comes from, we have a local guy who does game control on the farms, and he works in conjunction with the RSPCA, and he brings us whatever he shoots, so all pests, possum and wallaby. So devils, they have some of the strongest jaws in the animal kingdom for their size, considering they usually only reach around 10 kilos. They have the bite power of about a 60-kilo animal, which means that when they eat, they will eat absolutely everything. The bones, the fur, the organs, every little bit of a carcass will go. They'll leave nothing to waste. They are nature's waste disposal units. They'll clean up anything, any diseased animals, any dead animals in the landscape, they will clean. Devils actually have a tapeworm in their stomach that can break down the bacteria, stops them from catching any diseases from what they eat. It's actually the only parasite on the protected species list. Because devils are so endangered, they've had to protect the tapeworm as well. They'll also eat pretty much anything, no matter how long it's been out there, even if it's been out there for days. Frozen meat as well. If devils are living up at Cradle Mountain, they have several very cold days in a row. The meat would be frozen, they would still eat that. Now, of course, as far as what they eat, their main food source here in Tassie is possum and wallaby. That's what there is most of. Devils can hunt. If they did hunt, they would only hunt small things, small mammals, birds. As far as scavenging goes, they'll eat anything. Yep, they would eat kangaroo if they found a dead kangaroo.
What about a live one? Would they
like,
take down a live one?
Not a live one, no. They're too small to take down a big kangaroo. Wombats is like devil chocolate. They absolutely love it. Very fatty meat. Beached whale, dolphin, fish, any livestock dead on farms they will clean up. They've even found echidna quills in devil scats. So they're really not fussy. Now, as you can see, these guys are eating very quickly. With devils, they don't store food, they don't hide it. They've got to get in there and eat as quickly as they possibly can before somebody else eats it for them. They can eat up to 40% of their own body weight in the space of 30 minutes. So extremely fast. As you can see, they're making very short work of that wallaby. They'll leave absolutely nothing. So this is actually quite a normal sized feed for these guys. They can have this several days in a row. Wait, sorry. That's all right.
Just wait.
They'll have this several days in a row. We do try and replicate their natural diet. So we will feed them a huge amount. So a whole kangaroo, for example, and then not feed them for another couple of days. That's more how they eat in the wild. So we do try and replicate that natural diet for them. Now, as you can see, these guys are actually being fairly quiet. That is how a lot of our devils feed. Of course, they're very used to eating together, very used to you people watching them as well. So, what would you like to know? Do they eat wombats? They would if they found a dead one, yes. They'd eat a wombat. They actually love wombat. It's very tasty for devils.
How do they eat the bones? Does it digest, or is it just like sand going through their body?
Just wait until
They've
one
got some very strong jaws, so they'll chew, they'll crunch through all the bone. You can hear them doing that now, and they will digest all of it. Yeah. So it'll all
all
go
the
in
good
first.
stuff comes out.
Yep. Everything's good for devils.
That's from something else to go in there, okay? Or anything?
No.
What do you give them? You only give them wallaby.
We give them possum, we give them wallaby, we'll give them rabbit, we'll give them kangaroo, we'll give them whatever we get given to feed them.
Heaps of small stuff like heaps of rats, that kind of stuff.
We don't really feed them rats, no. It's not really a big enough meal for a devil. So you see that behaviour there? There was a lot of snarling, but there was no real biting. In fact, the other devil even showed her rump to the one that was snarling at her. That's their way of trying to avoid the direct confrontation.
Pecking order thing?
Not necessarily a pecking order. If one of them does get a little bit very growly, they'll usually chase after them for a short way, and then they'll give up and they'll come back and start eating again.
In the wild, is there a hierarchy?
No, they're solitary animals, so there's no. Obviously, if a very large male came across another one over a carcass, he'd probably chase the other one away. But there's no real alpha male or female or anything. So you can see with this behaviour, devils are in very close proximity. Now you may have heard of the devil facial tumour disease, which is killing devils in the wild. It's a contagious cancer. It's one of only 3 contagious cancers in the world. Just so happens that devils have one of them. Now it behaves very much like a virus. An infected devil can bite a healthy devil. The cells will be passed into that devil's system. They start to multiply just like a normal cancer. The devil will end up with tumours around the face and eventually the whole body. And they actually die within 3 to 5 months of contracting the disease, usually from breakdown of bodily functions and starvation. Now fortunately it's not passed on from mothers to their young. So we have had a couple of orphans come in who were completely healthy, so we are able to raise them, and of course it's great news for us, new blood into the population, because genetic diversity is paramount for us as far as the breeding program goes.